Hello viewers, welcome to online classes day 25. Let us recapitulate the last session. In last session, in the part of human circulatory system, we discussed about circulatory pathways. So, the significance of circulation and circulatory pathways that found in animals we completed. Among them, the first one, open type of circulatory system. So, the organization of open type of circulatory system and working of open type of circulatory system we learn in this concept. Later, closed type of circulatory system. About closed type of circulatory system we discussed, and we also learned the circulating plan, the evolutionary changes in the heart of vertebrate. So, in the vertebrate, from fishes to up to mammals, what type of changes occur in the organization of the heart. So, these things we learned in last class, right? Let us we are going to discuss about human circulatory system, the next concept, human circulatory system. Okay, listen students, if we observe human circulatory system, the human circulatory system revealed by the scientist William Harvey, very important, ask in entrance examination. The scientist William Harvey discovered our circulatory system. You observe, he is William Harvey, scientist who revealed human circulatory system, right? The human circulatory system organized in our body as two forms. One is blood vascular system and second form is lymphatic system. Both are closed type of systems. So the human circulatory system differentiated as, organized as in our body, executed in our body as two forms. They are blood vascular system and as well as lymphatic system. Follow? Both are, remember students, both are closed type, right? Next, the blood vascular system. In blood vascular system, the circulating fluid is what? Blood. That's why it named as blood vascular system. The blood vascular system include these components. They are heart, and second one, blood, it is circulating fluid, and next blood vessels, these are tubes, network of closed vessels, so in which blood circulated, and so the blood vascular system of human being contain heart, blood, and network of closed blood vessels, and all these together forms blood vascular system. The parallel system, one more associated with the human circulatory system, that is the lymphatic system. It is an accessory route, one more route associated with the human circulatory system, that is lymphatic system. Majority of students know about blood vascular system, but uh, they doesn't have any idea about lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is a part of our circulatory system. It is an accessory route. Remember students, right? Lymphatic system. The lymphatic system include these parts. Lymph, here circulating body fluid is what? Lymph, that separated from blood. And next second part, lymph capillaries, and then lymph vessels and nodes. Lymph vessels are present along the lymph vessels. Node-like structures remain. They called lymph nodes. Followed? So lymph vessels and lymph nodes, and the fourth component, lymph glands. All these together forms. All these structures together forms lymphatic system. Follow? The once again, you listen students. So the lymphatic system include what components? Lymph, lymph capillaries, and lymph vessels and nodes, and lymph glands. All these together forms what? Lymphatic system. Follow? Right. So human circulatory system include both the blood vascular system and parallel accessory lymphatic system. Right. Let us discuss in detail about each and every part of our circulatory system. So among them, the first one, blood vascular system. The first part of blood vascular system, heart. What is heart? Heart is nothing but it is a pulsating structure, pumping organ. The study of heart is called cardiology. Remember, very very important. The science of heart. The science of heart is called what? Cardiology. The study of heart is called cardiology. Right? The heart is a pumping organ. It is a pulsatile structure. It is a pumping organ that pumps the blood into blood into blood vessel. It is a pulsatile organ and made up of with muscles and shows contraction, pulsatile structure. Due to its contraction, it capable to pumps the body fluid, blood into blood vessel. Remember, students, the heart is a pulsatile structure. Otherwise, it is a pumping organ. It pumps the blood into blood vessel. You observe this visual representation. In what way the heart going to showing contraction? You observe it is a pulsatile structure. It is pulsatile phenomena. You observe the clear visual is there, right? Next, the heart is mesodermal in origin. Remember, the heart derived during embryonic condition from which germinal layer? Mesodermal germinal layer. The wall of heart include the bulk of cardiac musculature. The cardiac musculature part of muscle tissue. The muscle tissue derived from mesoderm germinal layer. So human being heart, not only human being, in vertebrates, everything, the heart is mesodermal in origin, derived from the mesoderm. Followed? Right? Next, the location of the heart, let us see. The heart located in the mediastinum. What is mediastinum? We learned in earlier classes. So the space present between two lungs. So in our thoracic cavity, left side, left lung is present, right side, right lung is present. So in between these two lungs, space is there. The space is called mediastinum. Also, we learned towards left side lung, a notch is present, a groove is present, a concave notch is present. That is called what? Cardiac notch. Followed. So, in which the posterior part, base part of the heart lodges, and ultimately the heart accommodated in the mediastinum. Mediastinum is nothing but the space present between two lungs. You observe, this is location of the heart. In between the lungs, the space is called mediastinum. Follow? Right? Next, you observe, if we observe the heart upper region is broader and the lower part is narrow. Observe. The lower part you observe. The lower part is narrow. It is called, the base is called apex. The apex of the heart directed towards the left side. So it is directed towards the left. That's why we able to listen heart sounds left up towards what side? Left side, because the apex is nothing but base. The base of heart directed, turned towards the left. Followed? Right. That is location of the heart. Let us see the size of the heart. So it is very simple. The size of heart, every person size of the heart, it is equal to that of size of their clenched fist. Okay, fist size. So that is the size of heart. You observe, right? Next, the weight approximately 300 grams. So the heart weight approximately 300 grams. It is about 0.45% of our body weight. Right. Next, the heart located in mediastinum we completed. Okay. Right. Next, shape of the heart. Let us see. Shape of the heart. You observe this visual going to appear. What shape? Just you have to imagine. So this is heart. So it appears as what shape? The heart is a hollow muscular organ. It is a hollow muscular organ, fibromuscular organ. It is conical or pyramidal like in shape. So you observe in the visual, the heart is conical in shape, otherwise pyramidal like in shape, right? That is shape of the heart. The next, we are going to discuss morphology of the heart, external structure of the heart. Followed? Morphology of the heart. If we observe morphology of the heart externally covered by a double layered membrane. The double layered membrane is called pericardium. You verify the visual. The heart externally covered by a transparent double layered membrane, that is called pericardium. Followed? Right? Next, if we observe these layers of the pericardium, the pericardium layer, the pericardium sheath, it is a protecting covering sheath externally present around the heart. If we observe the pericardium sheath again include layers. They are fibrous pericardium and serous pericardium. Remember students, the pericardium sheath again differentiated as two layers, outer fibrous pericardium and inner serous pericardium. The fibrous pericardium is single, but serous pericardium include again two layers. They are parietal pericardium and next visceral pericardium. It also called serous parietal layer and serous visceral layer. Remember, follow. This is classification of pericardium layers. Once again, you have to observe the pericardium is a sheath that include layers. The outer layer is fibrous pericardium, inner layer is serous pericardium. The serous pericardium again differentiated as two layers, that is outer parietal pericardium, that is nothing but parietal layer, serous parietal layer, inner visceral pericardium. In some books, simply, why? Because the parietal pericardium fused with fibrous pericardium and visceral pericardium directly fused with surface of the heart, wall of the heart. That's why in some text Directly they write as the pericardium include two layers, outer layer is parietal layer, inner layer is visceral layer. Okay, it is detailed information. Next, the layers of pericardium, let us verify in visual representation. This is section of the pericardium, and you observe the upper surface dark reddish color sheath is present, that is fibrous pericardium. Followed? You observe this is fibrous pericardium formed by fibrous connective tissue. It is a tough layer, right? Next, serous pericardium, you observe the inner light red color two layers beneath the fibrous pericardium. Two layers you observe, they are called serous pericardium. So let us see the layers of serous pericardium. The serous pericardium include two layers. Already we learned the outer layer is called parietal pericardium, serous parietal layer. Followed. So you observe the visual beneath the fibrous layer. The thin layer is present, that is outer parietal pericardium layer, and second one inner visceral pericardium. You observe visual, that is inner visceral pericardium. So if we observe these two, parietal pericardium and visceral pericardium, there is a space present between these two layers. Followed. Outer parietal pericardium, you observe it is going to fuse with fibrous pericardium, and inner visceral pericardium going to fuse with wall of heart. So in between these two layers we found a space. The space is called pericardial space. Followed? It is very very important. The ask in entrance examination as what the pericardial space seated between these two layers. In between what layers it's seated? The pericardial space appears between parietal pericardium layer and visceral pericardium layer. Parietal pericardium also called serous parietal layer, and visceral pericardium also called serous visceral layer. You observe section diagram. So the space, the central hollow space, that is pericardial space. Followed? Right. Next, it is pericardial space, right? What is the use of pericardial space? The pericardial space filled with a fluid. The fluid is called pericardial fluid. Followed? So what is the use of this fluid? What is mean pericardial fluid? The fluid that present in pericardial space called pericardial fluid. What is significance of pericardial fluid? What is the function of pericardial fluid? The pericardial fluid protects heart from external shock. Okay, it protects the heart from mechanical shocks. So it is a protective fluid, and as well as it acts as a lubricant. So heart is a pulsatile structure, always it contracts at that time. So it acts as a lubricant, allows the free contraction and relaxation, free pulsatile movements of the heart. So it is a lubricant. Next, the wall of heart. Beneath the pericardium sheath, we found wall of heart. So the wall of heart also contains three layers. They are sequentially from outside to inside. Outer pericardium layer. The pericardium layer is epithelial lining derived from mesoderm germinal layer. Beneath it, myocardium layer. It is thick layer. Occupies a larger portion in the wall of heart. Thick layer, myocardium. The myocardium include cardiac muscle formed with cardiac musculature. The cardiac muscles are one kind of muscle tissue that restricted to only heart. Nowhere we found cardiac musculature. They're restricted to heart, remember. So the myocardium layer formed by cardiac musculature, and next the innermost layer is endocardium. The endocardium also epithelial lining, it is also called endothelium lining. It also forms the endothelium lining of the blood vessels. The blood vessels innermost layer derived from it, endocardium is the endothelium lining formed by squamous epithelium. Follow? So the wall of heart include three layers. Sequentially they are pericardium, myocardium and endocardium. Among these three, pericardium and endocardium are epithelial linings, and middle myocardium formed by cardiac musculature. Follow? Yes. Let us continue the remaining features of morphology of heart. The human heart contains four chambers. We have four chamber heart. Follow? So this is visual of heart. The four chambers externally they also demarcated. Clearly we able to demarcate them, four chambers. Of course, right. The upper chambers are called atria, otherwise auricles. They are two in number. You observe this visual, upper chambers, and are marked with green color rings. You verify. One is right atria and another one is left atria. They are clearly marked outside by grooves. This demarcated by grooves, followed inter-auricular grooves. In subsequently we learn about the grooves and four chamber heart. Next, the remaining two chambers are ventricle. Lower chambers are called ventricles. They also two in number. So right ventricle and left ventricle. Followed. So the human being heart, four chambered heart. The upper chambers referred as what? Atria, and lower chambers referred as what? Ventricles. Followed atria and ventricles. The function of atria ventricle later we discuss, right. Next, externally the heart associated with various components, various structures. You observe the peripherally it has different kinds of structures. Let us see what structures we found. So they are grooves. Followed. So first one, grooves, and they also called sulci. You observe a groove between atria and ventricle. A deep groove is present. You observe the circle in visual. Clearly found that groove, all called sulci. And second, auricular appendix or auricular appendages. And third one, vena cava. You observe this representation, vena cava. Next, pulmonary trunk, this representation. And next, aorta, followed, and as well as coronary network, capillary network also we found on the surface of the heart. All these structures are peripherally seated on the surface of the heart. Followed, right. Next, let us see the first structure, grooves, also called as sulci. What are grooves? They are deep, hollow, the deep structures, the grooves also called sulci. Externally, we found between two atria, interatrial groove is present, in which we are observing the accommodation of major vessels, blood vessels you observe. Besides that, a deep transfer groove also present between atria and ventricle, that is called interatrioventricular groove. In the part of it, we found a oblique groove that is called coronary sulcus. You observe visual representation, coronary sulcus, that is coronary sulcus followed, right? Next, uh, it also called atrioventricular groove. The coronary sulcus also named as what? Atrioventricular groove. Right? Next, in the same grooves and sulci, in between two ventricles, we found a oblique vertical groove between two verticals. It is called interventricular groove that found towards anterior side of the heart one and posterior side of the heart. So the interventricular grooves are how many in number? Two in number. Remember students, they are anterior interventricular groove and posterior ventricular groove. So in which the capillary network, coronary blood vessel network to be largest. You observe the network present on the surface and adipose tissue also remain. So the second part is auricular appendix. They are also called auricular appendages. What are auricular appendages? They are nothing but the muscular pouch-like projections of atria. You observe the base of atria, the upper chambers, dark brown colored structures you observe in the visual, they are atria. At the base of atria, projections are there, muscular pouches are there. Such muscular pouches are called, you observe visual representation, that is auricular appendix, also called auricular appendages. Followed students, right? Next, one more structure associated with externally, that is vena cava. Vena cava are nothing but they are major veins that collects deoxygenated blood from the body, and they differentiated as superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. You observe this is superior vena cava, and second one inferior vena cava. So this is inferior vena cava. Follow? The superior vena cava collects deoxygenated blood from our anterior parts of the body. Follow? And inferior vena cava collects the blood from posterior, deoxygenated blood from posterior parts of our body. Follow? Right. Next, coronary sinus also we found. Especially, coronary veins collects deoxygenated blood from the wall of heart. So these vessels are itself hurt. So these coronary veins ultimately open into a pouch that is called coronary sinus. So coronary sinus also present besides this vena cava externally, right? Next, pulmonary trunk. One more structure you observe. Pulmonary trunk. It is major artery that arises from right ventricle. Follow? So it supplies deoxygenated blood to lungs. You observe that is pulmonary trunk that arising from right ventricle. Follow? So this pulmonary trunk going to split as two branches, and all these things learn in next class, next session. And next, aorta. It is a major artery that arises from left ventricle. You observe this visual. So the aorta, they are splitting. The aorta mainly it collects oxygenated blood from the heart and pumps that blood to the body parts. Followed? Right. Next, capillary network. On the surface of the heart, you observe the branches of coronary artery and branches of coronary vein are clearly present on surface of heart. They accommodated in the grooves that present on surface of heart. Follow? Right? So coronary artery branches, you observe the red color coronary artery and the blue color representative coronary vein, right? With this, we completed the structures that associated externally with the heart. The morphology of heart we finished. In the morphology of heart, we learned about the grooves and sulci that present associated with the heart, and after that auricular appendages follow, and besides that vena cava, pulmonary trunk, aorta, and capillary network. Yes, in human cardiovascular system, in the part of human cardiovascular system, in next session we are going to in next session, we are going to discuss about internal structure of the heart. Right?